Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast, brought to you by DirecTV, 1-800-259-7646. Also brought to you by RVRealtor.com. If you're buying an RV or selling an RV, check out RVRealtor.com and the Dollar Shave Club. Here's John and Heidi.
Thank you so much for listening on a Wednesday. Hey, baby, how you doing?
Hey, super. How are you?
I'm doing really well. I'm excited because we're going to be talking to Mitzi Gaynor today, film star and Hollywood legend. She's got a really cool thing coming up, a Christmas special that was on television live way back in the 60s, and they're going to be re-airing it on a program, the new TV channel Get TV.
Oh, that's fun.
They're doing a bunch of really cool, nostalgic Christmas specials between now and Christmas, and I'm super excited. I get to visit with Mitzi Gaynor on the radio. Hey, do you like the taste of toothpaste?
Well, when I'm brushing my teeth,
You wouldn't want to just eat a tube of it?
Flavored
well, for people
anything.
who don't like the taste, you might want to switch to something different called wasabi. It's a Japanese thing, and believe it or not, wasabi, which is food, it's something that people have used for years to clean out their sinuses, but now they're saying it might help ward off cancer as well. And a Japanese scientist says that he uses the spicy green horseradish dish to help prevent tooth decay. The chemical compound in the condiment and the taste and the aroma work to inhibit the growth of cavity-causing microbes, and wasabi could be used as a form of dental care in the future. So there you go. That does not sound good to me.
But it's green. Why would you want your teeth to be...
That does not sound like a way to have fresh breath. I'm just saying.
No.
Coming up, we got some special stuff. We'll tell you what's happening. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
This portion of the program is brought to you by Dollar Shave Club. Get razors for $1 a month plus a few bucks shipping, so you can enjoy fresh razors every month for as little as $3. Learn more at dollarshaveclub.com/radio.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today?
I thought you'd never ask. Today is Wednesday, December the 2nd. It's our son's birthday today, isn't it?
It is.
Holy cow, he's 19. How did that happen?
19 years old.
Anyway,
we are old.
It is also International Day for the Abolition of Slavery, which is cool. It's Rockefeller Center Tree Lighting Day, so today's the day they do that. National Mutt Day. Every dog I've ever had has been a mutt. I don't think I've ever had a purebred of anything. That's okay. I love them.
Rizzo was a purebred.
No, I don't think so. I don't think he was. Special Education Day today, Special Kids Day today, and Safety Razor Day today as well. Would you consider my razors safety razors? Is that what that is? The ones I get from Dollar Shave Club, are those safety?
I guess
I think
all
so.
razors are safe if you're careful.
I think I use a safety razor. I think that's what they are. Anyway, get out there and celebrate one way or another. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
This portion of the program is brought to you by RVRealtor.com. If you want to buy or sell an RV, go to RVRealtor.com. List your RV for free. Learn more at RVRealtor.com.
And you know it's true because you heard it on the radio. This is from a 1950s home ec book. Remember home ec? Did you take that?
Yes, I loved home ec. It was my favorite class.
You paid attention. You're a good
I took
cook.
it like every year I could take it.
Yeah, you're good. You know how to do stuff, and I don't. Well, this is a book from the 1950s. Somebody found this and scanned in some things and threw it online. So these are things for girls from the 1950s to learn. It says, number 1, have dinner ready. So when your man comes home, he's got something to eat. That was literally in a textbook in the 1950s. Number 2, prepare yourself. Take 15 minutes to get some rest and to look nice. So when he gets home, it says his boring day may need a lift. Number 3, clear away the clutter, ladies. This again from a 1950s home ec book. Make one last trip through the main part of the house just before your husband arrives, gathering up school books and toys and papers, and run a dust cloth over the table. Your husband will feel as if he's reached a haven of rest and order, and will give you a lift too. Number 4 on the list, prepare the children. Take a few minutes to wash the children's hands and faces. Then, if they're small, comb their hair if necessary. Change their clothing. Number 5, minimize the noise. At the time of his arrival, eliminate the noise of the washer, the dryer, the vacuum, and encourage the children to be quiet as well. Can you imagine this? Some do's and don'ts. Don't greet him with problems or complaints. Don't complain if he's late for dinner. Count this as minor compared with what he might have gone through that day. So these are actual things in a home ec book from the 1950s. I'm going to hit the last couple on here. Make him comfortable. Listen to him. Make the evening his. And then the number 10 says the goal is to make your home a place of peace and order where your husband can relax. What do you think, Heidi? Is that kind of how it works at our house?
That's exactly how it works at our house. First of all, it's kind of hard for me to make sure food is prepared for my man when he walks in the door when we drive to work and from work together.
Yeah, I know that would be tough.
That'd be kind of hard. I'd have to have
for those of you who do this, I certainly want to make sure you understand. I'm not laughing at the fact that you do this, because if you do this, that's awesome. But I'm saying for any man to say, I expect this, so much so that I'm going to put it in a textbook.
It was probably a woman who wrote it, actually.
I doubt it. I just really doubt it. There you go. All I know is you know it's true because you heard it on the radio.
The John and Heidi Show is brought to you in part by the Keystone Treatment Center.
This is your brain, and this is your brain on drugs. We share silly stories here on the program, but addiction is no joke. If you or someone you know suffers with an addiction to drugs or alcohol, make today the day you seek help.
Call toll-free 844-204-1055.
That's a toll-free number. Again?
844-204-1055.
And this is your brain on drugs. This was such a dumb thing. The bribe for a police officer wasn't even needed. Malaysia's Ah Cheng Fat was recently pulled over by police. Fearing he had a little too much to drink, he said, hey, I'll tell you what, I'll give you $15 if you don't give me that breathalyzer. $15? The cop said, no, not going to do that. He arrested him on corruption charges. He was fined $300. And he said, you know what, you get to do the breathalyzer test anyway. But guess what, Heidi? What? He was within the legal limit to drive. He wasn't even drunk.
Oh, my God.
He had a drink, but he was not drunk. So he was just an idiot, even without his brain legally on drugs. So there you go. Yeah, don't bribe. That's a bad idea.
That's a very bad idea.
I've seen video online of people who've been pulled over, and then they're using all kinds of excuses trying to get out of getting a ticket for speeding. I'm like, you know what? If you've been speeding, just take the ticket. You're making yourself look like an idiot. All right. Coming up, we've got your moment of duh. That's on the way.
This portion of the program is brought to you by Keystone Treatment Center. Addiction is no laughing matter. Call Keystone Treatment Center toll-free at 1-844-204-1055.
There's one way to increase sales at your store. How about buy all the pizza yourself? Kim Hansen managed a pizza restaurant. She was boosting sales. She decided that she would herself write up a bunch of... she wanted to be written up in the company newsletter. So she cooked up a little scheme. She set up fake accounts at schools and hospitals.
Oh, my gosh.
Called in orders for those businesses, then delivered the pizzas to herself. Of course, since they never ordered the pizzas, she didn't deliver them to the real places. She forged documents and fixed the company's computer to cover her tracks. Things went well until she asked for pizza shop's owners to come over and help her move. And when they did, they saw something. 400 boxes of moldy pizza in her garage.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, she's been arrested. She forgot to pay for those pizzas, too, by the way.
Oh, she didn't pay for them?
No. She was going in and putting in all these orders, and then she'd go in and cancel them out later. But they would see that all these orders were done. They're like, wow, you guys had an amazing day. Yeah, we delivered 50 more to the school. You know, I've been doing a good job. I should get a raise or something. So she wanted to write up in their company newsletter. Well, she got to write up on the national news instead.
Wow,
so,
what an idiot.
Bad idea, Kim. Don't do that. Coming up, we've got your scoop of the day.
The Scoop of the Day is brought to you by Wells Blue Bunny. If you want delicious ice cream, be sure to look for the Blue Bunny. Sure to have your favorite flavors. Learn more at bluebunny.com.
Now, your scoop of the day. A University of Michigan study found that a lack of sleep may contribute to childhood obesity. So I've got one more thing to blame that on. Every additional hour of sleep per night that a third grader gets reduces his or her chances of being obese by the time they get to sixth grade by 40%. The magic number of sleep hours, how much, Heidi?
7.
No, 9 hours and 45 minutes.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what they're saying.
For third graders.
For third graders, yeah. How much sleep do you get?
About 9 hours and 45 minutes.
How much sleep do I get? About 5 hours. After receiving one of his wife's kidneys, a man in England claims he's turning into her.
Oh, good
He's
Lord.
picking up her hobbies like cooking and shopping and gardening. So apparently, you know, he has a little piece of her inside with his wife's kidney. Now he's like turning into her. Scottish writer William Monagle has long been proclaimed the worst poet ever, and now A recently discovered play by him makes Monegal a candidate for the worst playwright ever as well. So they're saying this guy's apparently not a good writer. I've got somebody I would compare him to, but I won't do that because you'll Google the guy, and I don't want you to do that. All right. Well, police were at the Natick Collection Mall to investigate a string of robberies. A Newton police officer was approached by 3 ladies in the parking lot that couldn't find their car. Pretty simple, right?
Right.
The officer realized, one of these ladies looks a lot like the person we're looking for. So he helped them find their car, where they also found all of the items that had been reported stolen, and some wire cutters and a utility knife that were used to cut off security tags. So he helped them find their car, and then he also helped them find a jail cell. So
nice.
If you were on the lam from the law, would you honestly ask a policeman how to find your car? What an idiot. All right, in Boise, Idaho, an 18-year-old Tiffany M. Wallace was arrested after she allegedly rammed her pickup into another car. That's not even the worst part, Heidi. She also, dare I even say it, hurled ranch salad dressing at the other vehicle. The driver of the other car told police that the encounter began after he was cut off by Wallace. He said she later cut him off again. Then he yelled at him and threw coins and plastic containers of ranch dressing at his car. The victim said Wallace later rammed into his car 3 times in a parking lot.
Wow.
So she's 18 and hopefully not going to be driving much longer. That is crazy. If you can't handle just driving down the road without throwing things out the window at other drivers, you might want to just ride in a taxi or something. All right. In Erie, Pennsylvania, a man was robbed of his jacket and his cell phone and his keys and $300. And he was left with a strange feeling that one of his muggers looked kind of familiar. You know why? They went to school together 15 years ago.
Boy.
Police arrested 30-year-old Anthony Williams after the victim pulled out some old yearbooks and figured out that they both attended the same school in the mid-'90s. And they're like, yeah, that's the guy right there. He's the one that mugged me. Can you imagine that? And one last thing. Californians may claim to hate SUVs, but they're learning to hate hybrid cars even more. Hybrids give the exact readout of mileage, and many buyers are so obsessed with saving gas, they're driving slower because it boosts mileage. For instance, dropping from 80 miles an hour to 65 can increase your mileage from 35 to 46 miles per gallon. One angry motorist said, these idiot hybrids are clogging up the carpool lane, going 65 when the drivers behind them want to go 75. So they're saying, get out of the lane if you're not going to go fast. What is one of my big pet peeves?
People that drive slow in the passing lane.
I'm like, get on the right side. So, folks, if you're driving, if you're going to go slow, get in the right lane and let the people that are going fast.
But we don't live in an area where there's a carpool lane.
No, we don't have a carpool lane, but I'm saying...
And that's what they're talking about, because there is no passing lane in the carpool
Either
lane.
way, I'm just still passing that along. Hey, Arizona has our strange law for today. They require their citizens to register with the state before going into the business of selling cocaine, marijuana, heroin, or other illegal drugs. So if you're going to become a drug dealer in Arizona, you have to register with the state first.
That's an easy way to arrest them.
Oh, sorry. You didn't register, so now you got that going for you, too. That is a strange law, and this has been your Scoop of the Day. Got an interview with Mitzi Gaynor coming up.
This portion of the program is brought to you by RoughToughKennels.com. Dog kennels and accessories sent to your front door wherever you live. Your dog deserves it. Learn more at RoughToughKennels.com.
Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Wednesday. We appreciate you tuning in. We've got a special guest on the line right now. I have Mitzi Gaynor joining us. Mitzi, how are you?
I'm terrific, darling. How are you?
Very, very good. And we're super excited to have you on the program. And you got some special stuff going on right now. Some Christmas specials from a while back that are going to be back on television. How exciting is that?
Well, you know something? I have only seen it the one time. It's only been shown once.
And now you get to watch it again.
Yeah, I'm going to have somebody tape it for me because, boy, I'd sure like to see it again and again. It's a good show. It's lots of fun.
And Get TV is presenting a really fun festive lineup of classic Christmas specials and hosted by Judy Garland, Ben Crosby, Danny Kaye, and more every Wednesday from now all the way through December 23rd. And we've got Mitzi Gaynor on Wednesday evening. So tonight, fun Christmas special.
I think it's such a good idea because there's so little Christmas now, isn't there?
There is indeed. Now, Mitzi, how did you get in the business? For people that have heard the name Mitzi Gaynor and they maybe have seen you in the movies, how did you get into the movie business? How does that happen?
I was on the stage for about 5 years before I got into the movies. and Cole Porter wanted me to go into a new show. He was going to do a new show, and I went on to audition for him. And he said, what are you going to sing for me? I said, I want to sing You're the Top. He said, what key? And I told him, and he said, I can't play it in that. I said, what? You wrote it, didn't you? He said, yes, ma'am. I said, well, play it. So then anyway, I did it a cappella. He said, you got the job. And then it was be a movie star, a booby star. Every young girl wants to be a booby star.
Yeah.
Or go into the theater. And I chose being a booby star.
Now, what year was that first movie that you were in? What year did that come out at the box office?
1950.
And think about how different things are today compared to back then. I think that was a simpler time, really, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Everything was kind of easy and fun. And
would you even want to get into this mess today? If you were a kid today, would you even want to be a part of this business today?
I have to be, dear. It's my mother and father were both in business. My mother was a dancer. My aunt was a dancer. My father was a very famous musician. I just had to. That's all. Like Little Eva, I grew.
And now the neat thing is there's a lot of movies that you've done that people have seen over and over and over, but the Christmas specials, they didn't get a chance to see those over and over and over because they were only on live on television back in the 60s and 70s, and they didn't really get a chance to see those over and over again. But now, because of Get TV presenting this festive lineup, they're going to get a chance to kind of go back in time and see these again.
I think you're just wonderful for saying all of this because it's so true. A lot of people don't know what goes on and that they're being rescued. I think Get TV is just marvelous. It's so good. First of all, the picture is really good.
Yeah.
And they really care. And I'm so glad to be associated with them. I'm also going to have 2 more of my specials on after Christmas. By the way, I'm going to be on Christmas Day, too, which I'm very thrilled about. And I think Christmas Eve.
That's awesome. How much time was put into creating the specials? Because, when it airs, it's just a half hour, whatever it takes to air it. But there had to be, hundreds of hours in planning and preparing. How long does it take to put that together?
Oh, it took about 8 months.
Wow. So when you first start singing about Christmas, it's probably nice and hot outside, I suppose.
Well, I was working in Lake Tahoe at Paris up there. They called and said, we're going to do the show. Would you like to do it? And Jack said, sure. So it was my first show. So I said, but Daddy, can I do it? I called Jack Daddy. He called me Yummy. We were married 52 years before he died.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, very nice. And I miss him, especially since he had such a great thing to do with my career. And he created this whole thing. So we wanted Cyril Richard to do Captain Hook. And, I can't think of the other guy's name. Isn't that terrible?
We'll just have to tune in to see, won't we?
Me too. As I said, I've only seen it the one time.
Of all the different Christmas specials that you had a chance to put together, is there a moment that stands out in your mind as, boy, this was my favorite Mitzi Gaynor moment right here?
Oh, yes. I think maybe I got to turn on the lights at Rockefeller Center.
That would be pretty darn cool.
Very cool, especially since it was kind of a mod dress, and I had white boots on and a little white mink coat up above my knees. Ladies are going to love the clothes.
Oh, yeah. Because the style that you're wearing then, that's back in style again now.
I know it. How do you know things like that? You're not supposed to know stuff like that.
Hey, I've got a wife and a daughter. I have to know those things.
Good, good, good.
Again, been visiting with Mitzi Gaynor, and we're super excited to have Mitzi on the program with us here. Mitzi, of all the songs you've had a chance to sing over the years, what is your favorite song to sing?
Oh, Guess I'm in Love with a Wonderful Guy.
Oh, yeah.
South Pacific. That was my ne plus ultra.
So that's the one that stands out as your favorite.
Yep.
That's a good favorite.
It is indeed.
Well, Mitzi, we absolutely appreciate you taking the time to chat with us today. We're going to make sure people tune in to watch the program. Again, Get TV, and I love that channel. I've got some friends that have a program on there as well. It is such a great channel, and if you don't know where it is, be sure to check your local listings to find it. It's called Get TV. It's a great channel, a lot of great programming on there, and tune in tonight for some special Christmas programming. They've got a bunch of different Christmas specials between now and Christmas. There's specials hosted by Judy Garland, Bing Crosby, Danny Kaye, and the lovely, talented Mitzi Gaynor, who we've been visiting with on the program here today. And you can tune in and check it out. It's going to be a whole lot of fun. Mitzi, again, thank you so much for taking the time to chat with us today.
Thank you, dear. I loved it.
Well, thank you again. You have a wonderful day, and thank you to Get TV for putting all this together.
This portion of the program is brought to you by CarsForSale.com. If you're in the market to buy a car, truck, or van, find thousands of vehicles to choose from at CarsForSale.com.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
All right.
Let's see, these jokes sometimes just kind of write themselves. Osama bin Laden's niece has signed to star in a reality show about her quest for singing stardom.
Oh, good Lord.
So Osama bin Laden's, I can't even say that. Osama bin Laden's niece wants to be a singing star, and she's right now signing to a reality show about that quest. You know, that would really stink, being related to somebody like Osama bin Laden or Hitler or somebody. Because no matter who you are, what you want to do with your life, they're like, wait a minute. Bin Laden? Is that your uncle? Yeah, that's my uncle. Yeah. Move on. We'll just take the next person coming in for auditions.
I don't know.
They ruin it for the whole family is what I'm saying.
Well, yeah, of course they do. But how do you know which ones aren't just like him and which ones are?
I'm just saying, it just doesn't seem very fair. Hey, another fun fact for you, Heidi. Mobile phones have 18 times more bacteria than a toilet handle.
I knew that.
Yeesh. I think I might put my phone in a plastic baggie to answer it. That's kind of gross. That's another fun fact for you. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
This portion of the program is brought to you by StoneGroupArchitects.com. It's more than a building. It's design and function working together. Check out the project portfolio at StoneGroupArchitects.com.
From Woman's Day magazine, we have the cold, hard truth. You ready for this?
I'm ready.
Every winter, there are about 1 to 2 billion colds in the United States, according to Neil Schachter, MD, professor of medicine and medical director of the respiratory care at Mount Sinai Medical Center, and the author of The Good Doctor's Guide to Colds and Flus. So, old thinking, kissing spreads colds. The truth is, you're more likely to get a cold from somebody that shook your hand than from a kiss. Is that surprising to you?
That does surprise me. You would think that they would both be equally.
But they're saying you shake somebody's hand.
Swap and spit with somebody. I would think you're going to.
Depends on what kind of kiss you're talking about, I'm sure. But a little, one of those. That's probably. But they're saying if you touch somebody's hand with cold and flu, then you're doing things. You're putting things in your mouth. You're getting that all over yourself. Old thinking. A flu shot can give you the flu. The truth is, vaccines contain dead viruses. Impossible to give you the flu. Many experience pain or soreness at the site of the infection. It says here that's a low-grade fever, or a low-grade fever, rather, that lasts a couple of days. That is a normal reaction that your body is responding to the vaccine, but it's not giving you the flu. Now, there are times that people have the flu. When they get the flu shot, you're still going to get the flu. Too late.
Okay.
I know. Your conspiracy.
Everybody that gets the flu shot is more sick than those who don't.
That's what they're saying. No, it's not everybody. You know some sickly people that get sick all the time, and they get the flu shot, and they still get sick from other things.
But I never get the flu shot, and I don't get the flu.
Just you wait. This year you were going to have the flu.
It's been years and years and years. I can't even remember how many years it's been since I've had the flu.
Do you want to knock on some wood or something? That is a
I don't need to. Idea. My immune system is good.
Just wait till Heidi. Sorry, Heidi can't be here today. She's on her deathbed.
I think all the alcohol I drink kills any possible virus.
Let's move on.
That is in my system.
Two other things. Old thinking. You should never work out with a cold. They're saying it doesn't matter. As a matter of fact, that's kind of good for you. And then the old thinking is you're not contagious unless you have a fever. Truth is, you're contagious before you even know you're sick. So it's not quite the case. So if you'd like to know more, the guy has a book out called The Good Doctor's Guide to Colds and Flus. I'm not going to read it because Heidi will disagree with it anyway. So coming up, that's My Seat. We'll tell you what that's all about. It's on the way.
This portion of the program is brought to you by DirecTV, 1-800-259-7646. Also brought to you by RVRealtor.com. If you're buying an RV or selling an RV, check out RVRealtor.com and the Dollar Shave Club. Here's John and Heidi.
Have you noticed how sometimes children athletes behave with more sportsmanship than adults do? You ever notice that?
No, because I really don't watch much for sports.
The final game of one of Brazil's most important soccer championships, the game would not begin. Why? Because one of the teams refused to take the field. What's worse, the reason they refused to take the field. Turns out that the opposing team accidentally sat on the home team's bench, and the home team refused to come out if they couldn't have their own bench. The game started a half hour late. Because they said, we're not coming out. You guys go to your own bench. That's our bench. Like the benches are exactly the same. We sat in the wrong bench. So what? That's my bench. I'm not coming out until you move off of my bench, and then I'll sit on my own bench.
Wow.
That happened in Brazil, for real. That's not a fake thing. That is absolutely true. So acting like kids.
Yes.
And kids these days are doing awesome things, acting like adults, which is really nice. Coming up, Going to talk about some teaching where it counts. It's on the way.
This portion of the program is brought to you by GunUp.com. If you're a gun lover, you'll be in heaven at GunUp.com. Built by experienced military veterans, shooting sports competitors, and publishing professionals. They have awesome stories and articles that are read by millions of gun enthusiasts. Check it out at GunUp.com.
You've got a really fun way of teaching math. Our kids, when they were learning math, Heidi would always tell a story about some guy eating tacos. Borrowing, that's what it was.
For borrowing. When my daughter...
It's like, can I borrow some money
my
for some
daughter
tacos?
got that assignment, and she started to start learning borrowing, and Troy was like, oh, you're so lucky you get to learn borrowing from Mom, and he even sat around and watched her do that.
He's like, okay, tell the story, Mom. Well, anyway, different teachers have different methods, and some kids have a difficult time learning different things. For instance, one researcher at the Auckland University in New Zealand found that students who had difficulty with mathematics performed much better when teachers used vivid stories of battle. Struggling math students have been learning how to subtract by, listen to this, imagining soldiers being killed in a battle.
Oh.
That's how Dr. Emmanuel Manolo, director of the University's Student Learning Center, said the students could relate to that, and it helped them understand things. So they're saying, subtracting. We got 10 soldiers, and we're going to kill 2 of those soldiers, and it helped them remember math better.
Wow.
That's kind of creepy. That happened in New Zealand.
Yeah, that's not how... that's not as much fun as the way
you're borrowing money for tacos was a whole lot better. All right, coming up. It was a taco buffet. I remember that.
Taco buffet.
If your kids struggle with math, have them call Heidi. They'll struggle with math and self-esteem. All right, coming up, we got some more fun stuff on the way.
This portion of the program is brought to you by Dollar Shave Club. You can get razors sent to your door each month for just $1, plus a couple of bucks shipping. It's an amazing deal. Log on to dollarshaveclub.com/radio to learn more. That's dollarshaveclub.com/radio. Now, back to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
Every once in a while, I read something that I have a personal connection to. And it says here, if you're looking for a job where you can be lazy, move to Britain. I know somebody who lives in Britain.
I know many people who live in Britain.
Tried to move here and couldn't hack it because we work too hard. Remember that?
Yeah.
So listen to this. If you're lazy and you have no ambition and you're looking for a place where you can have a job and you know, have a really good job and not have to work too hard, head over to England. Their state job center has banned employers from using words like hardworking and enthusiastic. You can't use that in your advertisements there. But wait, Jonathan Stevenson, manager of the center, said they're not encouraging ads to be an invitation for lazy workers, he says. He says, well, what we're trying to do is we're trying to do something, he says, he wouldn't say something ludicrous. Instead, he said, what we're trying to do is we're trying to use...
Do you even know what you're talking about?
Now here's... there's a glare on my screen. What we're trying to do.
You've gone over this same section of the story like 4 times.
He says we're worried that words like hardworking and enthusiastic might discriminate against people who are disabled. The employer minister, Estelle Morris,
What, a
among
disabled
others,
person can't be hardworking?
They definitely can. I know some people who have disabilities.
I know, absolutely. They're harder working than most
and
able-bodied.
Extremely enthusiastic as well.
Exactly.
So, the employment minister, Estelle Morris, among others, said, they must be the only people left on this planet who don't realize disabled people are as hardworking and energetic as anyone else. So,
that's exactly right.
So the person that's telling them that, Jonathan Stevenson, the manager of the center, that says you can't use those words, his boss, the employment minister, is going, are you kidding me? Why can't you use those words?
Yeah, that's crazy.
There you go. Sorry for muddling. I can't even. Muddling through that, stuttering through that,
was hilarious.
Whatever I just did. I'm going to move on. We got some good news coming your way, and it's on the way in a bit on the John and Heidi Show.
This portion of the program is brought to you by DirecTV. Call 1-800-259-7646. They have hundreds of channels to choose from, with many packages to fit your viewing desires. Learn more at 1-800-259-7646.
I've got a fun story here, Heidi. I always try to end things with good news, and I'm actually going to reach out to these guys and see if I can get an interview with them, because I do interviews with guests on the program here. I try to have somebody every single day, and I want to find out more about this. 10 years ago, Mark and Tori Baird got a knock on their door from a young man who had just returned from Iraq. He was a soldier and he was wondering if they had any small jobs around the house. He said, I'm trying to earn some money. I need $100 to pay my electric bill. The encounter sparked an idea for the Bairds. They said, we should start a job board, and the original was called Hire Marines. The website took off, and since the inception has helped thousands of veterans get work. And online, they've got the whole, on Twitter, the @
Yeah.
Their @ sign is @HireAPatriot.
Nice.
So that must be what they call it now.
I love that.
I think that's absolutely
Yep.
awesome. So this young man was going door to door saying, hey, I need the money, and I'm not asking for a handout. I want to work for it. But I'm trying to earn some
Yep.
money. And they said, why not set up a job board just for that? And I think that is such an awesome idea.
That's fantastic.
So I'm going to do everything I can, folks. I promise I'm going to reach out to Tori and Mark Baird, and I'm going to see if I can chat with them some more and get a little update on this. So hopefully sometime between now and Christmas, we'll be able to have that on. But I just think that's an awesome, awesome story.
I
and
agree.
I'm going to share that. I'm going to shout it from the rooftops.
There you go.
Because it's such a cool
We
thing.
love our veterans.
Absolutely. A big thank you to the men and women who strap on a uniform and serve. And I'll tell you, not only overseas, but also think about this. We have soldiers right here in the streets of our country. They're called policemen and policewomen. So these people that are also there protecting you on the city streets. And I tell you, my hats go off to the people who are serving their country, whether they're doing it as a soldier or they're doing it as a policeman or a fireman. Yep. Hats off to you guys. That is absolutely awesome. We love you, and we appreciate the heck out of it. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day. Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
Time now for the bonus break, only available here on the John and Heidi Show podcast.
And your bonus break is brought to you by the Dollar Shave Club. Heidi, I've got a secret for you here.
All right.
The Dollar Shave Club, in addition to being an awesome thing for you, is a great idea for a gift as well.
Nice.
You can give the gift of awesome razors every single day. And like Eddie from our favorite Christmas movie. Is that our favorite Christmas Vacation? It's one of our favorites.
Oh, it's one of my favorite Christmas movie is The Ref.
Yeah, I knew that. As soon as I said our
Yeah.
favorite. If you've
But
not
Christmas
seen The
Vacation
Ref,
is a very close second.
you got to watch The Ref if you haven't seen it. That is so. It's like the. It's
It's
like
the
they came.
best
It's like
Christmas
they came
movie.
to our house.
Yeah.
But it's funny. Anyway, in the movie Christmas Vacation, they're talking about the Jolly of the Month Club, and he goes, well, that's the gift that keeps on giving all year long, Clark. And that's what this is. It's the Razor of the Month Club. But the good news is you get the same razors every single month, and you can give those. Think about this. You could give somebody the gift of a nice, smooth face. So if you know somebody that decided they were going to do that whole November grow a big old goofy mustache beard thing, and you're going, hey, I got a gift for you. You need to shave that sucker off. You got a muskrat hanging on your face, and it doesn't look good. Maybe sign up and get them a gift subscription. Go to dollarshaveclub.com/radio to learn more. For as little as $3 a month, you can set them up for a whole year or 2 or 3 or 10, however long you want to do it. Go check it out. dollarshaveclub.com/radio. Are you ready for the secrets to a happy marriage?
Absolutely.
All right. I don't know if this is true or not, but this says here, secrets to a happy marriage. A queen-size bed with a king-size comforter. That is, I like that idea because you're always hogging the covers. I like our queen-size bed, but we have a king-size bed.
We have a king-size bed.
I really liked it when we had a queen-size bed.
No, I will never go back to
I get
a
to snuggle with
queen-size
you all the time back
bed.
then. That was awesome. We were right next to each other, and I'd snuggle.
No.
I'd brush the hair out of your face and give you a little kiss on the cheek.
I have
And
to.
you're like, I am not in the mood.
I have to have my space when I'm sleeping. I can't sleep.
Kick me all the time. You I don't know, you run a marathon while you're sleeping. So they say queen-size bed, king-size comforter is a secret to a happy marriage. Next one is 2 remote controls with 2 separate televisions. I like that idea.
No, we don't even have a television in the bedroom.
Yeah, we don't. But we do have a television. We don't have hardly any channels. And we do like a lot of the same stuff.
We do.
There are some shows that I like that you don't like, so I'll record those and I'll watch them after you go to bed or before you wake up. So that's my solution. Next thing on here, secrets to a happy marriage: never drive anywhere together ever.
We drive everywhere together all the time.
Whoops. I can attest to this
So
next
far,
one.
we've broken every one of these rules.
This is a good one, and we've done this. Secret to a happy marriage: hire a housekeeper. We used to have somebody come over. It was awesome.
We don't right now.
No,
but
well,
we
we can't
need
really.
to.
We
need to again.
If you know of a service that does that where they do it for free, or if they pay you, that'd be really good. No, we just can't afford one right now. I'd love to. His and her spa treatments is another secret to a happy marriage. Another one, knowing when to bite your tongue. I agree so much with that one.
Yeah.
I bite my tongue often. You'll
I
say
agree
something
with
to me,
that,
and I'm like,
too.
I'm not going to go
Not
there.
worth the hassle.
There have even been times where I look at you like I can say something. You're like, what are you going to say? I'm like, nothing. I'm going to just be quiet.
Yep.
And you knew what I was going to say, and you're
And
still
the
mad at me.
same thing happens vice versa.
All right. Another secret to a happy marriage, guys' night out or girls' night out. They're saying, go out and have fun with your friends. See, I disagree with that. If I'm going to go out and have fun, guess who I want to be with? You. I don't want to be with anybody else. I want to be with you.
How many times have I encouraged you, though, to say, hey, why don't you call up one of the guys and see
It's just not my thing.
what they're doing and just go have a drink?
Because I'm afraid what's going to happen is I'm going to go with them, and their idea of fun is going to get me in trouble. So I'm like, I just don't want to go there.
Whatever. You don't have naughty friends.
Oh, I've got some naughty
You've got
friends.
one naughty friend.
I got a couple naughty friends. Like, your idea of fun could get me in a lot of trouble. So no thanks. And the final secret to a happy marriage, a huge sense of humor. We definitely got that going for us.
And I think we're pretty happy.
I think so, too. Because I love you.
And I love you.
You do?
I do.
I didn't know that. That's why this marriage has worked out so darn well. Well, that's going to do it for our bonus break. Brought to you by the Dollar Shave Club. Learn more right now at dollarshaveclub.com/radio.